Today, I'm on the hunt for the best new food at Disney Springs. We're gonna be trying everything new, including a crazy new seasonal burger from D-Luxe, $15 popcorn from the Boathouse, new chicken tenders from Chicken Guy, sweet treats from Amorette's, and so much more. All of this new food sounds amazing, so let's go eat. Our first stop of the day brings us to D-Luxe Burger, where they have a new seasonal burger for us to try. You guys know I always love checking out the seasonal burgers here because they are always on point. For the past couple of months, they had a pepperoni pizza burger, which sounded amazing. I'm actually so sad I didn't get the chance to check it out. But they just swapped out that seasonal item for a new seasonal item, the cheddar biscuit burger. So that's of course what we ended up picking up today. This has 2 pressed signature blend beef patties, pimento cheese, fried green tomato, bacon, and jalapeno jam for $15.49. And how absolutely insane does this burger look here? Now, I did substitute the pimento cheese for some cheddar because that's just what I prefer. And obviously the main draw to this burger is this cheddar bun. It is so delicious, or at least I remember it being very delicious, because this is in my top 3 seasonal burgers that they do here. They have the French onion, the beef Wellington, and this one here is right up there with them. I don't think I got it last year, so I'm very excited to dive in. Wow, this burger honestly might be even better than I remember. Every ingredient just works so perfectly together, and it has a good kick to it. That jalapeno jam adds a little sweet and a good amount of heat, which I love. The bacon on here is super crispy, perfectly crisp bacon. The burger patties, juicy, seasoned well. However, they are very tiny, especially when you consider the fact that this is like a $15 burger here. You definitely need the 2 patties, otherwise it would be way too tiny. One just isn't enough for a burger of this size, especially because we have this cheddar biscuit bun. And when you think of a biscuit, you think it might be dry or something. No, this is not dry whatsoever. You get the good herby, kind of garlicky cheddar flavor. It tastes like just a giant Red Lobster biscuit. And I feel like that's the gold standard for a cheddar biscuit in this kind of way. But man, it makes just the perfect bun for a burger. And I really don't think you miss out by getting cheddar cheese instead of pimento cheese. I actually really like the cheddar cheese in this. It's like nice and melty and stretchy, but man, this is the perfect burger. I feel like this is the forgotten seasonal burger at D-Luxe because truly, it's insane. It's so good. They never really announced when these seasonal burgers are going to be going away, but I would assume it's going to be here for most of the rest of the summer, at least the next month. And if you see it on the menu, definitely come try it out. It's pricey. Over $15 for just a burger, no fries, no side, nothing. But man, it's worth it. This is so dang good. While we're over on this side of Disney Springs, I figured we'd hit up the all-new Ghirardelli location because along with all of the new food that we have to try today, there's also a ton of new Disney Springs foodie news. So Ghirardelli has been a staple at Springs and is, in my opinion, the go-to place if you want to grab some ice cream at Disney Springs. Now, Ghirardelli's permanent home is over by World of Disney, but that building is currently undergoing a pretty lengthy refurbishment and isn't expected to reopen until spring 2027. So they did find a new temporary home in the old Sprinkles building. Here you could find all the same stuff. They've got the chocolates, they've got milkshakes, they've got sundaes, and they even have these delicious sounding Dubai chocolate strawberries that I'm gonna have to try one of these days. So if you are looking for Ghirardelli at Springs, it didn't go away. It's just been moved temporarily until spring of 2027. So while we're on the topic of sweet treats, I did have a specific sweet treat on my mind that I wanted to grab today. Of course, coming from over at Amorette's Patisserie, they have a new chocolate chip cookie and a new brownie on the menu. Somehow I resisted all of the temptation to pick up the cool new seasonal desserts, and I just ended up with a brownie and a cookie. But both of these desserts here are looking fantastic. I know they used to have a cookie on the menu, they used to have a brownie on the menu, but they've kind of revamped them and brought in some new versions of them. So let's dig into this Amorette's signature brownie. It's a fudge brownie topped with chocolate ganache, passion fruit crisps, cookie and brownie pieces, and a dark chocolate Mickey coin for $6.50. I know it said there was passion fruit on here, but I'm not seeing any passion fruit. And I don't know how passion fruit would go with a brownie and all of these Oreos on top. Do you guys see how many Oreos this is loaded up with? And I love anything cookies and cream, anything Oreo. So I have a feeling this one's gonna be great. Right off the bat, this brownie is super rich and super chocolatey. The brownie is cakey yet fudgy at the same time, and there's a thick layer of that chocolate ganache on top, kind of holding all of those Oreo pieces down. And the Oreo on there is honestly great. For the price, I think it's very fair. This is a huge brownie, and it's kind of so rich in the sense that there's no way you could eat this whole thing in one sitting. This is definitely a shareable brownie. It would be really good warm. It would be really good with some vanilla ice cream scooped on top, or even just with a sprinkle of sea salt to cut that richness down a little bit. But either way, it's pretty good. I enjoy. I mean, how could you not? It's a brownie with Oreos. So our other dessert here that we have is the chocolate chip cookie, which is a brown butter cookie with toffee pieces, pretzels, and milk and dark chocolate chips, topped with a white chocolate stamp for only $5. I know I said $6 for the brownie was very fair, but $5 for this chocolate chip cookie is even more fair. This is a huge chocolate chip cookie, and again, it's a shareable chocolate chip cookie here. We got some sea salt on there, and I'm very intrigued by the pretzel pieces and all the other stuff they have stuffed into this cookie. Let's try it out. This cookie has a lot going on, but it is so damn good. It's super salty, which is exactly what I like from a chocolate dessert. There's just the right amount of sea salt on there. I love it. I also really like the crunchy bits from the toffee and the pretzel that are in there. It not only adds like an additional great flavor, but an additional crunch that I really like. The outside of the cookie is nice and crisp, the inside nice and chewy. I think there's the perfect amount of chocolate in this. And I can't believe I'm saying this because just by the looks of them and the descriptions, I thought I was gonna like the brownie better, mainly because of those Oreos. But I actually think I like this chocolate chip cookie here a little bit more. Not to say the brownie's not good, because it's still very tasty, but this chocolate chip cookie here is different. It's so good. It's such a good value at $5. It's $1 cheaper than Gideon's, and I think it's a little bit bigger as well. It's not quite as rich as Gideon's. I can't eat even like a fourth of a Gideon's cookie. I could eat a good half of this one here. It doesn't have that same like overly chocolatey flavor, but man, this is probably one of the best cookies at Disney World right now. Not better than Gideon's. I'm partial to Gideon's, but it's still pretty dang good. It looks like it's about to pour any minute, so it's the perfect time to duck into Jock Lindsay's Hangar Bar to try one of their new appetizers. I found myself a nice cozy little spot outside, and I'm hoping if it starts to rain I don't get too wet. Now Jock Lindsay's has a ton of drinks as well as a ton of light bites, and one light bite that's not even on the menu and is on this special little card are the black grouper bites, which is what we're here for today. These black grouper bites come with pickled fried fennel and a citrus aioli for $16. I just have a feeling these grouper bites are going to be amazing. Jock Lindsay's just knows how to do a light bite, specifically a fried seafood appetizer. They have these shrimp fritters on the menu that they introduced last summer that were so good they kind of stuck around. Now we have these grouper bites. They are breaded and deep fried. They look and feel super crispy, and I'd say grouper is probably one of my favorite fish, if not my favorite. I just love the like super buttery, almost fatty but firm texture that grouper has, so it should be good, pretty good, breaded and deep fried. You know I'm not gonna lie to you guys, and to be totally honest, these aren't great. I had very high expectations because usually the new food at Jock Lindsay's and their light bites are very, very good. But I am not a big fan of these. I don't know if it's just an off day for them or what. That could totally be the case. But today, they're not that great. Grouper doesn't typically have a super seafoody kind of taste, but this is very, very fishy. I would also say it might be a little bit overcooked. It's pretty dried out on the inside, and maybe that's because they're just frying it too long to try and get it crispy, which it is crispy. But besides from the fish being dried out and fishy, the batter doesn't even have that much flavor either. I totally expected more from these, but I'm going to chalk it up to it probably being an off day. Now, we also have this crispy fried fennel, which don't these kind of look like the onion pieces, like an onion petal, or honestly even like a clam strip? Now that's good. I forgot that that was made with pickled fennel. So the pickle flavor really surprised me, but man, that pickle flavor in there is really tasty. And somehow the batter for that just has a lot more flavor. I don't know if it's just like the pickle flavor that has kind of seeped into the batter or what, but the fried pickled fennel is very good. The grouper, I'm not so sure about. I need a nice lemon or something on the side to kind of squeeze on that, but as it is, ooh, this grouper, which looks like a Chick-fil-A nugget actually, it's not great. Well, it was super cozy sitting out there at Jock Lindsay's while the storm was passing. The food might not have been the best, but the ambiance was great. And you know, it's crazy. We're coming up on Halloween season, and last year they had Jock Lindsay's Halloween bar for the first time. And of course, we always have Jock Lindsay's holiday bar. So next time I'm back at the Hangar Bar, it'll probably be for the holidays, either Halloween or Christmas. So next up, we're heading over to my personal favorite restaurant at Disney Springs, the Boathouse, to check out one of their outrageously priced bags of popcorn. Now, I believe they partnered with a small local Orlando business to create this popcorn, and I am all about supporting local businesses. So, hey, if it's good, maybe it'll be worth 15 bucks. So this popcorn isn't served inside the restaurant, it's actually served inside the store, and you'll find 3 different flavors. They have black truffle parmesan, a sriracha lime, or a spicy buffalo popcorn to choose from. Now, all 3 of those flavors sound really good, but there was really only one flavor I was going with, and that is the truffle parmesan popcorn. Actually, it's truffle parmesan black garlic popcorn, and to my pleasant surprise, they downed the price. It's now $12 instead of $15, and very happy about that. As soon as I opened the bag inside the bag, that truffle flavor came wafting through the air, and it looks like there's like a ton of seasoning on there. Here's the thing. Is this good popcorn? Yes. Does it taste like truffle parmesan black garlic? No. In my opinion, it tastes very, very similar to the Smart Foods white cheddar popcorn. It has that same kind of cheesy film on it that you get all over your fingers when you eat it. And I'm really not getting a lot of truffle flavor, which is unfortunate. Usually when you get truffle popcorn, it's very heavy on that truffle oil. They have a really good truffle popcorn over at the Wilderness Lodge at the Territory Lounge in their popcorn flight. I love it. But I don't even know if I'd pay $12 for this again, to be honest. If it was like $6, yeah, I'd get it again, but not enough truffle flavor for me. While en route to our next location, we were walking past Six Ravens, which is Gideon's new savory dining location here in Springs. If you didn't know, Gideon's is serving up the best cookies and cakes at Disney World, and they're located here in Disney Springs. But they announced a while ago that they were going to be opening a new savory location just around the corner from their bakehouse. They haven't announced an exact opening date yet, but it's supposed to open this summer. And judging by the outside of the building, it looks nearly complete. So I'm hoping it's going to open pretty soon. Now they're going to be serving up savory hand pies as well as some different drinks, I believe some beer here as well. And I'm all about the savory food, so I'm expecting these to be very good, and I'm very excited for this location to open up. I will of course be there as soon as they open, so keep an eye on the channel. When they do open, I'm going to order everything on the menu and try it for you guys. So next up, we're hitting up Pizza Ponte, which is the pizza restaurant attached to Maria and Enzo's. They do have a bunch of different slices here, and I think they are serving some of the best pizza in all of Disney World. And for the summer, they introduced a new slice, the Pizza Tropicale. This has porchetta, pineapple, marinara sauce, mozzarella, and parmesan for $8.95 a slice. I apologize in advance. I know this is going to make a lot of people angry because there is pineapple on this pizza, but this is their seasonal summer slice that they're going to have all summer long. Just a few years ago, I wasn't a pineapple on pizza fan myself, but recently I've been getting into it a little bit. I like that little hint of sweetness on my pizza. Same with honey. I enjoy honey, hot honey, anything like that on my pizza here. And it honestly doesn't look like there's much pineapple. There's just a couple of little cubes. It looks like an afterthought. And I know they said this has porchetta on it, but doesn't it just look like prosciutto? I don't know. Let's try it out. I got a little corner. This is like a cross between a grandma pie and a Sicilian, except it's not crispy at all. It's just very floppy. This pizza is just okay for me. It's very, very, very bready. The toppings are few and far between. I think we have like one true large slice of porchetta on this pizza, and then we just have another little chunk just on the side, which is what I ate. And when you get a bite of that, it adds a nice saltiness that I like. And when you get a bite with the pineapple, it adds a great sweetness. But the pineapple is an afterthought. It's not even baked in there. It's kind of just sliding off. It was tossed on top afterwards. And there's simply not enough of any of the toppings. There's not even enough red sauce on here. It just tastes a lot like bread with some cheese bread. For just about $9, it is a large slice. However, there's not enough toppings on here to justify that cost. Load some more porchetta on here, load some more pineapple on here, maybe even like caramelize the pineapple, and that would be really good. Throw some honey on here, some hot honey on here. That would be perfect with this as well. You can tell the quality of the ingredients is good because the taste of the crust is very good. However, it's a little too floppy and undercooked for me. They did have another slice in there with some prosciutto and some burrata on top that looked absolutely delicious, and I do still enjoy their plain cheese slice. I definitely think it is better than this seasonal one here. So on to one of our final stops of the day, which is going to be Chicken Guy, where they have some new menu items. A little while ago, I noticed they added some new chicken tenders to the menu as well as wraps. They have both a chicken Caesar wrap, which I did get the chance to try, and I gotta be honest, I didn't love it, but they recently added a new Asian crunch wrap. That sounds really good to me, as does their new version of chicken tenders. So now they have 4 different kinds of chicken tenders that you could order. They have the classic tenders that are breaded in a breadcrumb style mixture, seasoned really well and fried. They also have the grilled chicken tenders still. They added some hot tenders a little over a year ago, and more recently they added these southern style tenders, which I presume are gonna be more like a Raising Cane's style of tender. So let's get into these southern style chicken tenders. I ordered 3 of them for $7.99, and that comes with 2 of their signature sauces too, which I chose buffalo. I'm not sure if they're making these in-house or what, but they look like they could be frozen chicken tenders, and I would assume they made these in response to the chicken tenders that they started serving over at Everglazed Donuts a little while ago. When those came out, they were all the craze, and everyone was kind of switching from Chicken Guy to Everglazed to get their chicken tender fix in Springs. So I'm wondering if these were a response, but I have to say, just based off looks, the ones at Everglazed are gonna be a lot better. But let's go for a dunk in our buffalo. While the buffalo sauce is delicious, I actually think they have one of the best buffalo sauces I've ever had, but these chicken tenders, unfortunately, are very disappointing. I usually love the tendies at Chicken Guy. Their classic ones are great, and their grilled ones are really impressive as well. But these southern style ones are a total miss. The breading really doesn't have much flavor at all. With the classic tenders from Chicken Guy, they dust some type of almost Cajun style seasoning all over them, and it tastes delicious. These are lacking that and just any flavor period in the breading. They're also not super crispy, which is what you would expect from a southern style tender, and the chicken inside is super dry. It's dry, it's a very thin piece of chicken. If you told me this was a frozen chicken tender from the store, I would believe you. These are not great. If you're coming to Chicken Guy, stick with the classic or the grilled or even the hot tenders. They are definitely far better than this. And if you're looking for this style of tender here at Springs, go over to Everglazed. Unfortunately, these give them no competition. So let's hope this Asian crunch wrap is a little bit better. It has shredded cabbage, romaine, grilled chicken, crispy chow mein noodles, and their new Kickin' Citrus miso sauce in a tortilla for only $7.99. Now that $7.99 price tag does not include any side, no fries or anything like that, but $7.99 for a wrap, an entree at Disney, I don't think is bad at all. And if you wanted to add on a side of fries, you could do so for just a couple extra dollars. So I think this is a fantastic value. And this is a pretty large wrap as well, although it's not staying together nicely. You can see all the chow mein noodles in there, which I think I'm really gonna like. And there's a good amount of grilled chicken. Now this is with their new seasonal sauce, and it kind of looks like an Asian zing style sauce from Buffalo Wild Wings. So let's try it out. That is quite tasty, and that sauce, man, they're saying kickin', they mean it. That is really spicy, but really good. Now, I believe you're able to change up the kind of chicken that you get in your wrap. So if you wanted to get those southern tenders or their classic ones, you can instead of the grilled. But I don't even think you need to in this instance because those crunchy chow mein noodles give this wrap the crunch and the texture that it needs. I really like the cabbage, the romaine in there. Obviously, the sauce is delicious. My only thing with this wrap, they need to like grill this tortilla. It wasn't even warmed. It's kind of falling apart and breaking. It's cracking everywhere, and it just, a freshly griddled tortilla or a nice warm tortilla would have been perfect with this and is honestly necessary. So the wrap is a yes, and the southern style tenders are unfortunately a no. And while we're over here, I wanted to touch on a new restaurant of sorts that opened at Disney Springs recently. Just last week, Level 99 opened at Disney Springs. It's located in the old building that housed Disney Quest and my former work location, the NBA Experience. I believe tickets start at $29.99, and inside the building you'll find a bunch of really fun challenges inside. I was able to go with some friends during a media preview, and let me tell you, we had an absolute blast. Not only were the challenges really fun, some of them were really difficult, which is why I would definitely recommend this place for adults or kids probably 13 plus. I wouldn't necessarily recommend it for children, but man, me and my friends had a great time. I also recommend going with a big group of people. All the games accommodate up to 6 people, so going with a group of 4 or 6 is really a great time. But outside of all of those challenges, I was also able to try all of the food that they offer there, and the food really surprised me. Since it is kind of like a challenge style place first and a restaurant second, I had almost no expectations for this food here, but it truly blew me away. The Figgy Pea Pizza, which is a Detroit-style pizza with prosciutto, a fig jam, and burrata on it, was the best bite of the night. I loved the birria tacos. They had this Shanghai cold noodle salad, which was great, an amazing feta dip with sweet potato chips. Truly, everything that I tried was like a 10 out of 10. They also informed us that every single thing there is made in-house, from the dough for the pizza, the sauce for the pizza, the dressings for the salad. They make every single mix for their drinks in-house. They're making their own grenadine, which is so beyond impressive. So I keep saying, if you're going there, make sure you go hungry and thirsty because they have some great bites and some great drinks in there. Now, if you're not planning on experiencing Level 99 and participating in the challenges and games, you are still able to eat and drink there as long as the venue is not at capacity. I know this past weekend and on weekends they could be kind of busy, so maybe during the weekday or just before dinner time you might be able to sneak in there, or once the hype kind of dies down a little bit. I'm assuming it won't be hard to get in and it won't be at capacity. But I'm telling you guys, Level 99 isn't just for fun and games, it is also for food. The food there is so good. Well, that is going to do it for us today at Disney Springs. We certainly tried some great food and some not so great food. But when it comes to the good food, there are 2 items that really stand out. First of all, that cheddar biscuit burger from D-Luxe. So good. You guys got to try it if you've never had it. And also, that chocolate chip cookie for Amorettes was super impressive. I love all the different things that they included in that cookie. The pretzel, the toffee, the brown butter flavor was there. It was nice and salty. Such a good chocolate chip cookie. Come to Disney Springs, try that special burger and the chocolate chip cookie. But before we head out for the night, there are some things I want to discuss. First of all, there is no Flavors of Florida this year. That is an event at Disney Springs that I have looked forward to every year. They've done it for the last handful of years, and it's essentially a summer food festival here at the Springs. Almost every single restaurant participates, and they have different menu items, different new menu items that include a lot of Florida flavors, and they're usually really good. And I was looking at the dates for when last year's was, and I noticed, hey, I don't think it's happening this year. They just have a bunch of banners up that say Summer at Springs, and no Flavors of Florida announcements have been made, yet at least, but I don't think it's coming. So I'm very upset that we're not gonna get any Flavors of Florida menus at Springs. Like, every single restaurant participated and had new menu items. It was so fun, and I miss it. Hopefully they bring it back next year. But I'm super excited for what's to come at Springs, especially Six Ravens. I can't wait for that to open. And like I said, as soon as it opens, I will be here to make sure I try all of the food for you guys. And thank you guys so much for checking out this video. Thank you to everyone over on Patreon. I really appreciate your support. As always, if you enjoy honest Disney food reviews, I'm always gonna give them to you, so make sure you hit that subscribe button. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.